Okay, I'm glad that one of the boys found this. This particular article is proof positive that women in the Middle East are not oppressed. There is no patriarchy there, and there's no misogyny there. Misogyny is a bullshit term. Here's a young woman, and here's the skinny on her. She's very young. She's already got a high position in the police force. She's part of a unit which demonizes men and takes care of only women. And she's going to throw her very supportive father under the bus and call him a patriarch. And then she's going to make excuses for her mother leeching off her father. So now that you've got the basics, I want you to know all that before we start. We'll get into the article. I first came across policewoman Amna Baig on Twitter, where her handle means big sister in Urdu. In Pakistan, oh wow, Pakistan, that's quite a patriarch there. Female police officers constitute only 2% of the entire force. Yeah, Malala, because women don't want to deal with danger. They're cowards. She is funny and irreverent. Really, she's irreverent in a patriarchal, woman-oppressed society. I thought she'd be put in the kitchen. But she also uses her social media presence. Oh, she's allowed on social media. I thought they were all just housewives there. Let's see. She uses social media presence to give women advice and provide help. Really, she's a police officer and she only wants to deal with women. People would tweet at her for reporting everything from harassment, there you go, to missing children. And I was struck by how available and responsive she was. In her 6 years of service, 30-year-old Anma has worked on most of the high-profile cases of violence in Pakistan. Most recently, a murder, the daughter of a former diplomat who was murdered by her partner in the capital. Oh yeah, so she's going after like the women who were supposed to be murdered by men. Right, I told you. Anna created the Gender Protection Unit, a helpline run by female police officers. So there's only 2% female police officers, but they're going to put all their energy into women. So this female oppressive patriarchal society is throwing the men in their society under the bus. And this young woman can't wait to do it. So, okay, it was an experiment to address the crucial gaps that she identified in provision and security to women. Yes, screw the men, right? In the first 6 months, the unit was flooded with more than 1,000 calls. Yeah, there's women who can't wait to turn on their menfolk. That's right. So there's that. So this young woman, who's only mere 6 years in the force, has already ahead of her on an entire unit that attacks and demonizes the men of her country. This is the oppression that women suffer in Pakistan, the dreaded Middle East. Now, this is what she has to say about her father, whom, by the way, didn't try to stop her from becoming a police officer at all, from what her story said. I'm from a very conventional, very traditional family. I'm the only daughter. I have 3 brothers. The first thing we were told is that the girl's primary responsibility is to have kids and a good marriage. Everything else, including your career, is secondary. If a woman wanted to work, it was assumed that she would be a teacher, nurse, or doctor. Those were the acceptable professions. Yet here you are. And so your father didn't hold you back. I got news for you, everyone. Traditional and conservative men are women worshipers. Fathers are daughter worshipers, and they give their daughters whatever they want. So this patriarchal society, that's what patriarchal means. It means that men serve women. So here she's calling her father traditional and saying he said this is, but here she's a police officer. And she didn't say he tried to stop her, did she? So she's throwing her father under the bus. Shows you the lack of gratitude that women have for men. Now here's her mother. This is how she's going to also throw her brother under the bus and try to make her mother a victim. Did your mother work? No. When she got married, she was only 20 and had recently graduated with excellent grades, a gold medal, in fact. She told my family she wanted to continue her studies, and he refused. No need. Notice he didn't say, no, you can't. He just said, no need. He said, she went on to have 4 children. My mother was a brilliant student. One of the worst forms of violence that women faced is structural. You impede a woman's progress and impact her potential. So this father of hers supported her, obviously, going into the police force, and he was willing to have her mother just leech off him. And he's blaming the fact that her mother wanted this easy lifestyle on her father here. That's disgusting. That's lowest of the low. Really. God. What happened is she didn't say she wanted to work though. She said she wanted to go and continue her studies. Continuing her studies is not working. That's schooling. And who was going to pay for it? Or her husband. She wanted her husband to pay for it. Right? So he said, well, no, I'm going to give you an easy lifestyle free of charge. So you don't need to go back to school. So she took it. She took the deal. She said, yeah, I'd rather just be a housewife and have an easy life. So she's blaming her father for impeding this woman's potential. That is low. That is disgustingly low. What a bum. If this guy had any self-respect, he would disown her. And how dare you say this about me? Anyway, this is the patriarch, everyone. And this is the vicious Middle East, right? It's filled with men who are traditional, but have stay-at-home leeches and support their daughters so they can become top dogs. And their daughters are just giving, free hand in anything that they do. And the Middle East is oppressive to women. Please make me puke some more. Now, finally, this is proof that that is garbage, and I don't want to hear anyone ever again talk about the Middle East and how women have it bad there. The women in the Middle East are the same, the women everywhere. They have privileged lives. They do what they want, and they turn on the men who care about them. The standard modus operandi. Any man who gets married today is pathetic. Anyway, goodbye, everyone.